Good morning. Before we begin our service today, we acknowledge that we are gathering upon the homeland of the Western Abenaki people. The seventh moon of the Abenaki lunar calendar, the Numa Haase, or the Hoar moon, will rise later this month. This is a time when the new sprouts of the year's plantings appreciate some nurturing care among the competition of their warming rush to the sun. Another name for this moon is the Mikikoikas, or strawberry moon, in appreciation for the delicious earthy fruit, gift of the season. And so as we near Niben, the bountiful season of summer, we recognize that we are privileged to gather here as a religious community, and we do so honoring the Abenaki legacy and join them in their continuing appreciation and stewardship of Mother Earth under the gaze of Grandmother Moon. Good morning. Good morning. I am Diane Marie. My pronouns are she, her, and I am your worship associate today. On behalf of the full worship team, I warmly welcome and deeply appreciate each one of you. Thank you to all of you gathered here in the sanctuary and to those of you joining our community via live stream for coming together in shared worship this morning on a florally festive spring morning and a little warm. We are glad you are with us. Today is an all ages service, a beautiful reflection of our multi-generational community rooted in love. For all the children here, we love your energy and enthusiasm. And to everyone here today, if you need to get up and move around or move closer to the front to hear a bit better, we encourage you to find ways to support your worship experience. So that everyone present can get the most out of our time together this morning, in the back of the sanctuary, we have a soul work cart filled with items to engage or settle minds and hands for both children and adults, and we have also hearing assist devices. If you should care to leave the sanctuary for any reason, you can listen to and watch the service from the fireplace room downstairs. Also, after the service, a member of our lay pastoral care team will be available here in the sanctuary if you have a personal concern and would like to share more deeply. This morning, our lay pastoral caregiver is Denise Bailey. Is she? Oh, no, Dawn Evans. Hi, Dawn, thank you. With that, welcome to everyone here today as you represent the embodiment of our vibrant and growing community. Since 1864, the Unitarian Church of Montpelier has been a sanctuary for those seeking both personal and spiritual sustenance and the promotion of widespread peace, justice, goodwill, and care for the natural world. And we welcome all into this community where we affirm the worth and dignity of every person and the interdependence we share with all people. It is always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests. If this is your first or second time visiting and you wish to do so, you are invited to stand or wave your hands so we might offer you a special welcome. Oh, there we go. It's always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests. Newcomers are invited to fill out our welcome form available at the hospitality table in the vestry during coffee hour so that we may connect with you and welcome you more fully. Now let us take a moment to welcome our neighbors in the pews. Ooh. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Come back to me. You can continue these wonderful conversations down in the vestry during coffee hour. Woohoo! All right. All right. All right, I have a couple announcements. The end of the year church picnic and ice cream social is today, right after the service. Please stay and gather with family and friends before we take a summer break and enjoy the ice cream donated by the Mitzvah Fund and served by our middle school youth group. There will also be special musical guests. Following a long tradition, we will have the meditation services on Sunday in the vestry starting Sunday, June 21st and running through September 6th from 10 a.m. to 11. As you know, we have a very engaged community with a lot going on, so please read your emailed e-news delivered Friday to learn all that is happening this week and on into the summer.
And good morning, everybody. I've got to just pop in here real quick for one other announcement having to do with the ice cream social, which I think we're all looking forward to. The Mitzvah Fund has kindly donated all of the ice cream. And you know that big van that they drive around? That van is going to be parked in this side parking lot where the ice cream will be served. However, there's currently a vehicle that is slightly blocking the entrance. And so, if you drive a white Subaru with license plate KGL909 and you are present, if you would kindly move your car. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all about the ice cream. All right. Now please make sure your cell phones are silenced, take a deep breath, and enter more deeply into a time of worship. This morning's prelude will be played by Numa Haase. Numa will play Lanaya's Lullaby, a song he composed shortly after his granddaughter was born.
To love life, is to notice the wonders that abound, to notice and delight in the colorful diversity of an early summer floral bouquet, to notice and soak in the surprising ways that sun can peek out on a cool day, to notice and cherish the innocence of a child. All you lovers of life, we come together now in this time and this place of worship, offering our thanks and praise for the worth and dignity of one another, for the warmth, yes, the warmth and connection of community, and for our part in the mystery and miracle and wonder of life. Come, let us worship together. And we now light our chalice. I'd like to invite up the Webb family, who I believe is lighting the chalice this morning. You can use either or you could even take this and light it from the candles, if that's easier. Okay. Let us now light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. We light this flame, an enduring symbol of our collective commitment to lead with truth and compassion. And let us join together in saying the words of affirmation adapted from L. Griswold Williams. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant. And let us rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 65 in the gray hymnal, The Sweet June Days. Lynette will play it through once on the organ, and then we will all join in.
Good morning. At this time, I'd like to invite anyone up to the front here who would like to hear and get a closer look and listen to our Time for All Ages today. I'm going to be putting a plant and flowers in the center, and if we could just make a half circle around them so everybody can see them, that would be great. Everyone hear me? Yes, okay, great. All right. So today we are going to have a true story that takes place a long time ago. And halfway through the story, I'm going to ask you some questions about this plant and these flowers that you see right here, okay? So, just as I'm telling the story, you can listen to the words and maybe see what you notice about these two things here. All right, here we go. Once upon a time, almost 1,000 years ago, a little girl named Hildegard was born in Germany. Can you say Hildegard with me? Hildegard. Nice. Right. All right. The youngest of 10 children, Hildegard's parents sent her to a Benedictine monastery where she learned to pray, read, write, compose music, and explore nature. Hildegard developed many talents, and she also had an incredible gift. When she closed her eyes, she would see bright lights and vivid shapes and images. And as she grew older, she heard a voice that she believed was God. It said, "When you see great lights inside of you, that is the light of God, and you must let other people see what you see. You must let your inner light shine." So that's just what Hildegard did. During a time when women were expected to stay silent and close to home, Hildegard wrote books. She started a monastery for women. She traveled far and wide. She called out injustices or unfair things that she saw in the church, and she preached before thousands of people. Through all this, she was guided not by the rules of her time, but by the spiritual wisdom inside of her. And Hildegard studied nature extensively. And one of her most important gifts to the world was an idea she called viriditas, the greening life force that flows through everything. She wrote, "There is a force that has been since all eternity, and that force and potentiality is green." Okay, so now for the questions. Does anyone know what this plant here is? And I'll hold it up so everybody can get a good look. It's big and green. I heard somebody say it. What? Aloe. It's aloe. All right. And so I'm going to break a piece off. And I want you to look and see what happens when I do that. Okay, so I'm going to break this big piece off. Ooh, what's happening there? For those up close, can you see and say it so other people can know what's happening here? It's slime. It's juicy, yeah, Georgia? Yes, you can actually use it as medicine, awesome. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in a minute here. So it's slimy, juicy. This is aloe gel, okay? And so it's wet, you can see it, even when I broke it off, it dripped right out of the plant, all right? So the other thing is if you open it up, it will be really wet on the inside too, all right? So, and I'm gonna pass this around. If you just wanna hold it gently, you can take a closer look, and we'll just try to keep it pointed upward so it doesn't spill as it goes around, okay? All right. Well, she saw this greening power in everything. She saw it in plants, animals, insects. She also saw it in flowers, like these here, all right? And she saw it in human beings, in all of us, too. And so she would say that this, like, juice or greening power is much like the sap in a tree or the gel in an aloe plant. And we should tend it because it's our life-giving force that's in our hearts, our bodies, and our minds. And so she said the only thing that you shouldn't do in life is dry up. She said that everyone should stay green and juicy just like the plants and the flowers. And she said the more greening power we cultivate in our lives, the more we experience healing, just like was said about the aloe plant, healing, creativity, and joy. She also believed that when we eat healthy green plants, the divine power passes from the plant into us, creating a daily spiritual practice that reminds us of our connection with nature. So when we look at our flowers this morning, so if you all want to see those flowers right behind you there's a lot of them there. We can feel that same greening force, the one that Hildegard taught about almost 1,000 years ago, and the one that connects us to the flowers and to one another. And Hildegard's spiritual practice can be summed up in a few words that she wrote. They were, glance at the sun, see the moon and the stars, gaze at the beauty of Earth's greenings, and now think, what delight God gives to humankind with all these things. All right, and now we'll turn our attention to Reverend Joan for the blessing of the flowers.
I'm going to invite all of you children and adults who are up on the chancel to actually stand up, stay on the chancel, and just turn around to face the congregation. The flowers that all of you have brought here to our sanctuary today are beautiful, aren't they beautiful? And diverse, with shades of many colors. I see yellows, lots of purple, pink, and white. Some are really hardy flowers and don't need a lot of care. Some are more fragile and need just the right balance of water and light to sustain their blossoms, and all are beautiful. So we will now bless the flowers, which will be later shared in our flower communion ritual. So I invite all of you on the chancel to extend your hands towards the flowers and the congregation, and all of you in the congregation to extend your hands towards the flowers and the children and adults. And we're also feeling all the people on the live stream with us. So with our hands extended, let's sprinkle on all of our love and hope and blessings. And I'll invite you to repeat after me. Flowers, thank you for coming out of the ground. It was hard work. Thank you for being beautiful. Thank you for showing us that we are beautiful. We receive the blessing that you are. And we bless you with love and hope and joy. Thank you, everyone, and you can return to your seats.
The offering that we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place, to our community, and to the values of our faith. Each month through the UCM Community Pouch Program, we share a part of our collection with an important church fund or a community organization aligned with our values. This week, the UCM High School Youth Group chose this Sunday's Community Pouch recipient. In their words, we nominate Community Harvest of Central Vermont because it is important to reduce food waste and provide fresh food for all. Gleaning is a way for people to connect with others and support their communities while also getting outdoors. Half of our cash offerings today will go to our pouch recipient. The other half will directly support the mission and ministry of this congregation. You can find the offering pouches at the end of the pews on the side aisles. Please pass them towards the center aisle. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for your generosity in its many forms. Your offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you.
Thank you, choir. That was just beautiful. In our community, there is joy and there is sorrow. First, I want to say congratulations to all the graduates and families of graduates who are marking important milestones and transitions. We celebrate with you. And we know that some among us are also facing challenges and loss, new diagnoses, or illnesses that are trying and difficult. And our hearts are with you. I want to lift up in particular Mitzi Unger, who has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She is expecting chemo treatment to start soon, and she welcomes our prayers. If you'd like Mitzi's address to send a note or a card, you can be in touch with Judith Hines. Now I invite us to breathe together in meditation. I invite you to breathe in as if you were smelling a flower in your hand, and breathe out like you were gently blowing out a candle held in the other hand. And if it would help you, you could actually have your hands in front of you, and maybe the children can help model this. If you're in your seats, you hold like you're holding a flower and you're holding a candle. And we're gonna take 5 breaths together, breathing in and breathing out. These are the words of the poet Camille T. Dungy from her book Soil, The Story of a Black Mother's Garden. When just yesterday someone asked me what hope looks like, they expected an answer that had something to do with protests, elections, and classroom pedagogy. But I'd just been outside. Even inside, the air from outside flowed through my fabric, close to my skin. My garden, I answered, recalling the pine siskins rustling in the sunflowers, the bulbs I plant 4 to 6 inches deep every fall, whose blooms I believe in, though they won't manifest for months to come. The wildly whipping hollyhocks are welcome here, and so are the little purple larkspurs, the snapdragons, the birds and the bugs, and the rabbits. I don't know who everyone is yet, or where they will stand with my neighbors and me, but I am learning how to see and how to count them, hopefully more abundantly. Over 100 years ago now, the Reverend Norbert Čapek introduced the flower communion in the Unitarian Church in Prague. He felt that flowers were the perfect symbol for the beauty, the delight, and the hope found within our common humanity as our individual selves come together in community. This ritual of unity amid difference originated in the infancy of a newly created country and in the first years of a newly created church. There was both the excitement and the tenuousness of new, free communities formed from the threads of longing and resistance. The flower celebration was simple in nature. Each person was invited to bring a flower, which was added to a single basket. And as people left the sanctuary, they were invited to approach the basket slowly and reverently and to take a flower, not the one that they had come with, as they left. For Reverend Čapek, it was important that this ritual be open to all, regardless of religious belief, for just as is true now, there were theists and atheists within his congregation. Flowers were chosen for this ritual as nature's most tender, common, and beautiful gift. Čapek wrote, "A flower is divine. You cannot create it, whatever effort you make." The Unitarian Church of Prague, as well as other Unitarian fellowships in the Czech Republic, continued this ritual year after year. The ritual continued through German occupation and through the arrest of Reverend Čapek by the Gestapo for his political views and his eventual death in a Nazi concentration camp in 1942. The flower celebration has endured through war, fascism, and all of the losses, joys, and delights of human life, as a reminder of the ultimacy of sacred beauty, of divinity within community, and of the freedom of thought and belief found in our religious tradition. Across the world, people continue to face conflict, displacement, fear, and uncertainty. And yet, flowers still bloom, neighbors still care for one another, and communities like ours still gather in hope. This ritual invites us to remember that beauty is not an escape from the world's troubles, but a source of strength for meeting them together. In this ritual, each of us, each of you, is symbolized in a flower. Our flowers together symbolize our fellowship and community. Bringing a flower and carrying one away of your own free will emphasizes that all are here of your own choosing. And taking away a flower that you have not selected is a sign that we also do not select who is brother, sister, or kin in our common fellowship. Flowers connect us to the natural world, drawing us in with their unique vibrancy, their textures, their shapes, their fragrances. They make the whole world come alive once again, putting us in touch with that viriditas that Hildegard talked about. And through this flower communion ritual, we connect with one another more deeply. We recognize the beauty of our humanity shared within this community as we each bring our own personal stories, our loves, our losses, our beliefs, our personalities together in a sacred whole. And so we come, flowers in hand, you have come, ready to give and to receive, ready to tend the delight that comes from the presence of one another and the gifts of the earth. Together, we find joy and hope once again in this beautiful world. This flower communion ritual in which we are about to participate connects us with Unitarian Universalists across the globe and with those original Unitarians in Czechoslovakia. This is a communion ritual because of the symbolism that each flower holds of the gifts that are shared among us and our common bond. It's a communion ritual because of the actual exchange that we make, a flower given and a flower received. Each of you will take home a flower, most likely brought by someone else, symbolizing our shared celebration in community. In a moment, you'll be invited to come forward or to go to the back of the sanctuary. There will be folks back there also passing out flowers. And one of our helpers who will hand you a flower. The flower offered to you, I say this every year, but just as a reminder, the flower offered to you may not be the one you would have picked out and selected for yourself. And that is the power of this ritual. I encourage you to receive your flower with the spirit of reverence, gratitude, and openness to how it might be a gift and a blessing for you today. And so let us share now in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of community and love. I invite our helpers to come forward, the folks who are going to be helping out with handing out flowers. We're going to have 4 or 5 people up front and 2 people in the back. And I'll invite you to come forward or to go backward using the center aisle and to return your seats using the side aisle. And let us begin. And have all who have wished to receive a flower received a flower? Okay, let's raise our flowers up into the air, taking in the beauty of these flowers, of this diverse, wonderful, caring community, and the joy of summer's beginning. May these flowers remind you of the joy and the blessing of this community as you bring them with you from the sanctuary wherever your path might lead. And I'll invite us now to rise in body or spirit and join in singing our closing hymn. We will carry each other. The words will be projected up front. With this final service of the church here, we honor someone who has shared her gifts so generously with our community and who will begin a new chapter in her life, our Director of Music, Danya Prince. Wait, there's a lot more. Oh. Danya, can you come a little there? You have been an invaluable member of our staff team for the past 5 years and an invaluable member of this church community for many years before that. Danya, you started your position at a time of great uncertainty, the summer of 2021. Can you all remember back 5 years? We had not yet returned to fully in-person worship services. Do you remember this time? The choir couldn't get together to rehearse indoors. There were countless hours spent filming and editing videos, planning and preparing on so many Zoom calls. And when we finally returned to the sanctuary, we had the new challenge of offering worship through a live stream and figuring out as a worship team how to nurture spirits using all of the new tools available to us. Through it all, Danya, you have been compassionate, creative, and persistent. And most of all, you have spoken to us with music that touches places within that words cannot. So, on behalf of the whole congregation, thank you. Thank you for your service to this spiritual community and many, many blessings in the days ahead. I have a thank you gift to share with you from the whole congregation who contributed in numerous ways to this gift. So, we know that you love to visit beautiful places and find serenity in nature. And so, within that bag, there is a gift certificate to the Omni Hotel at Mount Washington, where we hope you will delight in the beauty found there. Thank you. You got to stay here. Yeah, you got to stay right here. Okay. So in celebrating and thanking Danya this morning, we also mark a time of transition for Danya and for all of us. In the summer of 2021, this congregation and Danya Prince entered into an unspoken covenant with one another. Danya agreed to step out of her role as a regular member to become our professional director of music. She served 1 year in an acting director role and then continued as our permanent director of music. And in turn, the congregation agreed to recognize Danya in this role and to support her in her work. Because Danya was also a member of this congregation, this new arrangement presented its own challenges, going from a spiritual member of a congregation to becoming a staff member can be a difficult transition. Though you are still on a spiritual journey, in some ways, you lose your spiritual community, at least in the way it had existed before. You lose your minister as just your minister because she or he becomes your supervisor. You become privy to information not available to regular members, which can be a heavy burden at times or present a conflict of interest. Boundaries of friendship and shared journeys are redrawn when a member of the congregation becomes a staff member. And Danya, of course, handled this transition with maturity and grace and professionalism. But now it is time for her to step back into her role as a spiritual member of this congregation and to relinquish her role as director of music. Years of experience and wisdom have shown that this transition can be even more difficult for both the individual and the congregation than crossing in the other direction. Boundaries have to be reset again as a staff member relinquishes authority and again becomes equal to the congregation. And all of us must respect the need for any future leaders, volunteer or paid, to handle the role in their own way, using their own gifts without comparison to Danya and without interference from Danya, which of course she would never dream of doing. And so today, we release Danya from our covenant with her as director of music. We welcome her back into our regular covenant as members of this congregation. Danya, are you ready to be released from this covenant?
Will the congregation please rise and join me in releasing Danya from her covenant with her, our covenant with her? Danya, we release you from your covenant as director of music. We thank you for accepting this responsibility, for leading and shaping the music life of this congregation. We welcome you back among us as a member of the Unitarian Church of Montpelier. We promise to walk with you and each other in the spirit of mutual love. We promise to recognize and respect your boundaries as your role among us changes.
I release you from your covenant with me. I am so grateful for my time as director of music, entrusted with shaping the musical life of this congregation. I will continue to walk with you in the spirit of mutual love, so vital to our life together at the Unitarian Church of Montpelier, even as I step aside to make room for new leadership.
You can all be seated, but speaking of new leadership, we have with us this morning our incoming director of music, Matthew Torres. So, Danya will spend time with Matthew in the coming weeks to help prepare him to take on this role, and will then give Matthew and the congregation space in the new church year to forge a new relationship and partnership in shaping our musical life as a community. And we will more fully welcome Matthew in September. This transition will need your support as a congregation, and so I want to ask you, congregation, do you, the members of this congregation, promise to say yes to the call to help our musical program flourish in whatever ways you can when that call comes to you? If you agree to this promise, please say we do. Thank you. So I hope you will say hello to Matthew during coffee hour, welcome him to UCM, and continue your greetings for Danya downstairs. Okay. I know we're all eager to get outside for our picnic and ice cream social, and I've gotten to the part of the service where I have to fan myself at the pulpit. But I also wanted to extend my deep thanks to all of you who make Sunday mornings at UCM possible. From our worship and arts committee, our worship associates, the choir, the production team, the hospitality team, the counters, community pouch committee, so many others. There's a list of all those wonderful volunteers with the order of service. Close to 100 of you, I counted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a gift for you downstairs in the vestry that I hope you will take home with you. It looks like this. It is an origami-themed gift. Big thanks to Ansel Plug, who folded each of the tulips. They were at the Joy in Motion party if you weren't there. And these cranes were all folded by the Reverend Telos Whitfield of All Souls Church in Brattleboro, who sent us these cranes after the 2023 flood. In community, we craft something beautiful each week. Thank you all for being a part of that. And so we close our service, extinguishing our chalice, carrying with us its flame of truth, the warmth of community, and a spark of hope in the days and the week ahead. And as we do so, will you join me in saying our mission statement? We welcome all as we build a loving community to nurture each person's spiritual journey, serve human need, and protect the earth, our home. May you go from here mindful of the ordinary sources of hope and delight all around us. May you look for the budding, blooming joy just around the corner. And may your heart be softened and your spirit nourished by what you find. And we conclude our service with the postlude, played again by Numa Haase.